On this week's episode of Theme Park Worldwide the show, we're going to be sharing the first construction image from the brand new dive coaster opening at Liseberg in Sweden in 2018. Along with that, I'm going to be sharing a small construction update from Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and talking about the brand new DC Rivals hypercoaster which has soft opened this week on the Gold Coast in Australia. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, this is Theme Park Worldwide the show, and that means it's time to cue those titles. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Theme Park Worldwide the show. It's great to see that so many of you are making the most of this quiet period at the theme parks, going out there, riding attractions with minimal queues, and I know quite a few people who are over in Florida at the moment as well. They've just gone out there for the launch of Halloween Horror Nights. A little bit on Halloween and Scream Park Worldwide to come later in the show, so stay tuned for that. Obviously we've had quite a few new videos go online throughout the past few days, a few new vlogs from our European road trip, so make sure you check those out. We've also got brand new vlogs coming this week from Efteling, so make sure you check out those, 2 vlogs from there. Along with that, Phantasialand, Bobbejaan and also Plopsaland Pan as well. Also this week I'm going to be making my way out to Sweden to go and ride on Wildfire, the RMC roller coaster that originally opened last year and reopened this year over at Kolmården in Sweden, so I can't wait to check that out. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook for my first reactions to this brand new ride. I can't wait to get out there and experience it. Quite a bit of news to talk about then this week, so it's now time for news off the rails. Now, Liseberg over in Sweden is an amusement park that's expanded a lot over the past few years. Of course, in 2014 they opened the wonderful Helix and that mega coaster at the park. They then went on to have Mechanica, a Sierra Star Shape. We then had Loki, a large intermittent gyro swing that opened this year. And following on from that, we've got a brand new ride opening next year in this new themed world they're creating at Liseberg. And it is called Valkria. It's Europe's longest dive coaster, and that is going to open next year in 2018. So we know that the dark ride closed to make way for this, the little children's themed dark ride with all the dolls in. It was a little bit creepy, I never quite understood it, and apparently it had the music in it from Efteling as well. But moving on from that, we've also got now some construction taking place right next door to our jukebox is, which is one of the flat rides at the park. So you can see just here from the image. Do apologise about the quality. This was posted by Andreas Andersson, who is the CEO, the manager of Liseberg in Sweden. He's posted this on his Twitter account this week, and yeah, you can see just there, you know, they've started to flatten the ground. You've got all the construction boards around it, and that is going to be the location of the hole what the first drop is going to go into. So we know that we've got a 50-metre drop, so we're going to go straight down into this tunnel and then back out and into an inversion, and it looks like a good layout, and I'll show you a couple of images at the side here for those of you that haven't yet seen it and what it's going to look like. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really well themed experience. I mean, look at the station there, you've got like the steps that lead up to it. It looks really good, and I can't wait to be out there at some point next year to go and ride on this brand new dive coaster. But yeah, I'll keep you up to date on all the latest construction, and hopefully Liseberg will do like an official video series, a bit like Efteling did with Symbolica, and with Helix they did quite a few of them as well, and we'll get to see this brand new dive coaster really starting to take shape. Moving on then to another roller coaster, this time from Mack Rides and our very own Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where not loads has been taking place throughout the year, apart from a few different things happening with foundations, and we've now started to see a breeze block building taking shape at the back of the site. What have actually happened there this week is quite interesting. Around 3 footers have actually been ripped out for Icon. Now don't get concerned, I don't think the park have cancelled the ride or anything like that. It's believed that they were put in error in the wrong place basically, so they're a little bit off where they needed to be. I know quite a few people might have thought, oh my god, what's going on here? I've had a couple of people message in like, Shawn, what's happening at Blackpool with Icon? Don't panic, you know, as far as we know it's still going ahead. But yeah, of course it's going ahead. With this one, they're literally just changing the place of some of the footers because they put them in the wrong area. I mean, the footers were all done over winter last year and moving forward to the first sort of half of this year. And then we haven't really seen much going on for a few months now on the site. Amanda Thompson did say that we're going to start to see the station building going in. That was tweeted tweeted a few months back now, and we still haven't seen any work. It's worth sort of important remembering this really, that of course you've got Secret Weapon 8 at Alton Towers. It might look like it's flying ahead, but that is a wooden roller coaster. With any steel roller coaster such as Icon, it's all built at the factory and then it's shipped over and it goes up really quick. I mean, I remember watching 13 at Alton Towers. It got towards the back end of the year and not much had really been done, and they just started to shoot up. And the Swarm at Thorpe Park was another one. It went up within what, like a month and a half, all the main track. So yeah, this thing is, of course, it's going to be ready for next year. Yes, it's going to be probably May, June next year, I think this is going to open. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, don't panic if you've seen video footage or images or even saw it in person of these footers being taken out. It's literally, they're in the wrong place and they're just moving them, ready for when the track and steelwork all arrives. Very exciting stuff. I look forward to spending quite a few visits over to Blackpool this winter and seeing what we can see from on the prom, having a little look at what's going on there at the Pleasure Beach. Moving on to a quick update from Universal Orlando now, who've started to remove their 2 B&M inverted roller coasters, Dueling Dragons at Islands of Adventure. So the ride did close. Its last day of operating was September the 4th. It closed for good on September the 5th. And there's been quite a bit of people have been sad about this. It's been quite a controversial closure. We still don't know what's coming. We know it's going to be Harry Potter related, but what that may be, we're still unsure on at the moment. And of course, I'll keep you up to date. But yeah, we've seen some really sad images this week of the ride being started to rip down. And yeah, it looks like they're taking care of it when they're taking it down. So does that mean they've sold it onto another park or even sold one of them? It'll be interesting to know, but yeah, just like they are taking a bit of care when they're taking this down, but who knows what's going to happen with it. If so, it'll be the first B&M to get fully scrapped, which will be a shame. I know Hulk technically was when they did some replacements, but it wasn't like the whole track, it was just some of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. But yeah, Universal, do they really need the money from selling it? Probably not. Well, most likely definitely not. But it'd be nice if they did think of some of the smaller parks and maybe sell it on, but we'll soon see what happens with that one. It'd be a shame to lose 2 B&M inverted roller coasters. Moving on then, let's talk about the DC Rivals Hypercoaster, another ride from Mack. Mack are really pushing the boundaries lately, which just soft opened this week at Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast in Australia. This ride looks great, and it's about to get even better basically, because I didn't even realise, even though I've been following the construction quite a bit, I didn't realise that the back row actually had seats that were facing backwards. I mean, that's quite exciting, that is. I think you can go up the lift hill backwards. I mean, that's something nice anyway. If you've been on a hypercoaster before, I love turning round, especially on like Silver Star or Shambhala, turning around and having a little look down the lift hill. So that'll be great, and going down that first drop and through the inversions. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic ride, and I can't wait. It officially opens this Friday, so anybody going out to the Gold Coast, send us in a review. I know there's a few people that said they were going out there, so make sure you send it in for us here on the channel, or comment down below if you don't mind me sharing a review on the page. Of course, I'll give you a shout out. So yeah, keep me up to date on that one, but it looks great. It does look like it's overspeeding in a few of the sections, and they've actually had to have a trim brake on there, only a small trim brake, so hopefully it won't make too much of a difference. But yeah, one day they'll design roller coasters where they don't need trims. It still amazes me in this day and age with computers and everything, and planning where the ride's going to go and how fast and the forces, that we still need trim brakes, but there we go, it's got a trim brake, and we'll see what happens with that one. If you don't really know what a trim brake is, I'll sort of explain it. So it's basically like a brake fin, so to speak, and when the train passes over it, it reacts and it can slow it down, either before an airtime hill or before the corners. Then you might be thinking, what's the point in that? It'd be better if it was fast. Obviously then it can cause damage to the train, it can mean the G-forces are too high, all kind of stuff goes into it, all different factors. So we'll see what happens with that. That's all then in terms of the theme park news, but a little bit of channel news to end news off the rails now, and that is about Scream Park Worldwide 2017. It's our annual Halloween takeover of the channel, and this year we've got quite a bit of stuff planned for Halloween. It's all going to be UK related stuff. There's not going to be any trips to America or even any European Halloween this year. The big focus for me has been doing lots of other things throughout the year, such as Asia, and we've got something big lined up for January 2018. It's the first trip of next year. It is a mega trip, and I can't wait to share it with you. So stay tuned in the next couple of weeks as we announce another big trip for January next year. But yeah, so Halloween's still going to be great on the channel, Scream Park Worldwide. Instead of it sort of taking over the whole channel, I'm going to do a section in Theme Park Worldwide, the show. Instead of the whole show being dedicated to Halloween, we'll start with the theme park news section, so news off the rails, and then we'll go into your Halloween news. And we'll start that next week, so stay tuned for Scream Park Worldwide launching next Wednesday. We'll have a brand new section of the show, and I'm going to talk to you about Halloween events that we're going to be visiting, and also some tips for visiting Halloween attractions throughout the UK, Europe and America as well. So stay tuned for that. It's coming next Wednesday here on Theme Park Worldwide, the show. It's now time for Merch Paradise. Next up then, it's time for Merch Paradise, where this week I'm going to share something from the road trip that we did a couple of weeks back. So here we go. I've got this piece of wood here from Heidi the Ride at Plopsaland de Pan. So obviously this wasn't actually taken from the ride itself. It was more from the construction period when they were chopping bits of wood and stuff, and you thought, actually, yeah, you know, we've got enough wood for that bit. Let's sell it in the shop effectively. And this was a bargain. It was around €7 for this. And that's great. Obviously GCI wood, it even smells really nice as well. So yeah, it's good to have that from Plopsaland. And you got the little imprint on there. It says Plopsaland and Heidi the Ride on there. So just a nice little item to have. I also managed to get this from Fantasyland, a brand new t-shirt from Taron. Now they were only doing them in children's sizes last year, for what I could see when I went anyway. However, we've now got the large adult sizes for Taron t-shirts. So if you like Taron at Fantasyland, then make sure you pick up one of these. Really nice. And again, this wasn't priced too badly either. I think it was around €20 for the t-shirt. Can't exactly remember the price. But yeah, not too bad at all. Same with the rest of the merch really on them parks. You know, all quite reasonably priced and good to see. But yeah, make sure you check out the vlogs. They are awesome, and we've still got some great ones to come from Efteling, Bobbejaanland, Fantasyland, and of course Plopsaland as well.
You're like a roller coaster, move and shake me side to side. Yes, then I know, but I make it right like a roller coaster.
So it's time for Name That Coaster. Quite a few people got this one right last week. It was in France at Parc Asterix, and it was Goudrix. So well done to anyone that got that right. Me and Chris went to ride Goudrix quite a few years back. I remember riding it, and everybody made out that it was a really, really rough coaster. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't smooth, but it wasn't as unbearable as what people make out. And I think Hero at Flamingo Line is so much more uncomfortable, and also Condor as well at Wallaby Holland. I find that really uncomfortable. They're definitely my worst two coasters out there. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I'm going to put it in there as one. Quite a few people got it right, so well done if you did. Remember, this section of the show is just for fun, so make sure you comment down below on this week's Name That Coaster. And stop the audio clip. All you need to do then is comment down below. Remember, people might help you out down there, or I might even drop a few different hints and clues to what it is as well. So comment below, and it is just for fun.
Questions, questions, questions everywhere.
Next up then, it's time for the final question time of the series, mainly because Halloween's coming next week. That's going to be coming into the show, and obviously we also now do our question and answer videos, a separate video where we go through all the different questions that you guys want asking. So going forward, expect more Q&A videos here on the channel. Just a couple of questions then to sort of end this segment on the show, and the first one's coming from Jensen, who has asked, how do I get my mugs back to the world of theme parks without breaking them, and have I ever broken one? I've been close. What I tend to do is if I'm packing sort of hand luggage, I'll make sure I always have things in the hand luggage in terms of that merchandise. If it was a big trip like over in the States or Asia, obviously I can't carry all the merch in hand luggage and I have to put stuff in the hold underneath the plane. So what I do here is make sure that the case is packed really well. I'll even take some bubble wrap with me on holiday, so if the parks don't issue it, I can wrap the mugs in bubble wrap and make sure they get back. So I've never broken a mug in transportation to the world of theme parks. However, I broke one once I've got it back here and knocked it off the shelf, bear in mind. Nothing important, luckily. But yeah, you know, I've never actually broke one in transit over from somewhere, which is quite surprising. Over 350 mugs here at the World of Theme Parks, all around. Check out the merchandise video that I did actually from last year. Well worth watching that one. And also I'll be filming an updated one this winter, so stay tuned. But yeah, there we go. In terms of other questions, then we've got Tim, who's asked my favourite drop tower in the UK, Europe and the USA. So really, UK and Europe, it's the same sort of one really, because obviously the UK is within Europe, and it is Apocalypse at Drayton Manor. But if you want one outside of the UK but still in Europe, I am actually going to say Hurricane Condor at Portaventura. It might not be the most forceful, but when you're tilting and you're as tall as you are, 300 foot looking down, it is absolutely amazing, and the views up there are stunning of Portaventura. So yeah, I am going to say Hurricane Condor. But there we go, my favourite overall drop tower in Europe is Apocalypse. In terms of the States, it's home to my favourite drop tower ever, which is Falcon's Fury, which I really enjoy at Busch Gardens in Tampa. Again, looking down, you go into the flying position, laid down, looking down that tower, and it is fantastic. So there we go. Thank you very much for all the questions that you've sent in for this week's show and throughout the series. It's always been great doing this, and like I say, I look forward to doing more Q&A videos here on the channel moving forward. It's now time for the final section of this week's show. It is TPW Showcase. This week is a bumper showcase, so let's get straight in with the first photo, which is from Theme Park Geek, who has sent in a photo there of his merchandise collection. Thanks for sending that to us. Moving on then, we've got Charles, who's got an Apocalypse on-ride photo from Drayton Manor. Moving on, we've got Jemima, who had a photo there with me, so thanks for sending that one in. Moving on, we've got Ethan with a Swarm on-ride photo. Thanks for sending that to the show. Moving on, John has got a Galactica on-ride photo there from Alton Towers. Next up, we've got Jemima there, who had a photo with me, so thanks for sending that to us here at the show. Moving on, we've got Lee with a Hyperspace Mountain on-ride photo from Disneyland Paris. Back at Disneyland Paris in November, me and Charlotte can't wait to get back there and see all the changes, and of course celebrate Christmas and the 25th anniversary. Moving on, we've got Jensen with a Rattlesnake on-ride photo from Chessington. We've then got Ewan with a Rita on-ride photo from Alton Towers, so thanks for sending that in. Next up then, we've got, I'm struggling to pronounce this one, not going to lie. We're going to go for Isa Plissart, I think it's like that, or Isa Plissart, with a photo on the Tyrrell Log Flume ride there, so thank you very much for sharing that with us. We then got Martin, who's got a Smiler on-ride photo, and next up Danny, who had a photo there with Harry. Loads of photos to get through, over 25 photos this week. We then got Noah, who had a group photo there with me and Charlotte. It was great to meet you all, really nice bunch of people, so thanks for sending that one in. We then got Ian, who had a photo here with myself and Harry. Next up, we've got Adam, who had a photo here at Disney, so thank you very much for sending that one in. Moving on, we've got William, who's done this awesome fan drawing. I'm liking all the quotes around the side there as well. So again, thanks for sending that one in to us, and thanks for drawing it. Moving on, we've got Faye and family, who had a photo here with the one and only Mr. Lee Wood. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Then got Jeffrey, who's got a Revolution on-ride photo from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Moving on, we've got Kyle, who had a photo there with me, so it was lovely to meet you there, Kyle. Then got Michelle, who sent this photo of her kids with myself and Harry. Really nice to meet you there. What lovely people. So thank you very much for sending that one in to us. Then got Theo with a Wildfire on-ride photo, so thanks for sending that one in. Moving on, we've got Melanie, who had a photo with Mr. Lee Wood yet again. We then got Fergus, who had a photo there with me. So thank you very much for sending that one in. Next up then, we've got Siban, who had a photo there with me as well. So struggle with some people's names. I'm so sorry about my pronunciation. I'm really, really bad. Didn't do very well in English at school, can you tell? Moving on, we've got Matthew with a big one on-ride photo from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And next up, we've got our birthdays. We had 26 photos there. Now for some birthdays. So happy birthday to Colette, to Dylan, also to George, or Dylan as it should be, probably. Yeah, let's just start that again. We've got Colette, we've got Dylan, not Dylan, Dylan, we've got George and Ryan. Have a great time at Europa Park, Ryan. And also a big get well soon to little Tony, who had a big operation, so get well soon. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode of Theme Park Worldwide, the show. I tried pronouncing these names, I promise I'm not very good. But yes, I'll be back next Wednesday with another brand new episode where I'm going to talk a little bit about Wildfire at Colmarden, so stay tuned for that one. It's one of my most anticipated roller coasters ever. I can't wait to get on it, and of course in a couple of weeks we'll share the vlog from there as well. In terms of vlogs, check out our new ones all to come this week from the Europe road trip. It really was an awesome trip, one of the best we've done here at the channel, so make sure you check out our content from myself, Charlotte, Martin and Leah's trip. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the show, and that means it's time to cue those credits. Bye guys.